Hi, my name is DelmarshaeWalker. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing great today. I just want to ask y'all a question, and that is, do you think America is safe? I know that the president and everyone in his cabinet is saying that we have a closed and secure border, which we know is not true. Within the last 2 months, approximately 400,000 immigrants have crossed over the border illegally, and it's actually weighing down on the border patrol. Some of them are having an experience where they're breaking down mentally to the point that they're taking their own lives, because it's like something that's never stopping, because the flow of immigrants is just constant. The line is not thinning out, the line is not slowing down, the line is actually increasing. So you're going to work every day dealing with an issue where you really see no end to it unless they decide they're going to close the border. So these people are seeing, like, when the illegal aliens come, because like some of them are brought by the cartel traffickers, human traffickers and everything like that. A lot of times when they go out on patrol, they're coming across dead bodies, and that's like every day they're running into dead bodies. And when you sign up for certain jobs, there are certain things that you know you're going to run into here and there. But when it becomes excessive and overwhelming, and like I said, with no end, that can wear a toll on a person to the point that they just lose it. And these people are taking their own lives. And I feel that as a president of a country, you're responsible for your citizens before you're responsible for anyone else. Because if your citizens aren't functioning, if your citizens are breaking down, it's your responsibility to make sure they're okay. Because how can you leave your citizens hanging and constantly keep bringing up other people in? And then, they're always talking about the economy, how bad the economy is, food shortages and different things like that. But people are steady coming into the country. In 2 months, 400 and, over 400 and some thousand people. And you can't tell me that you know who these people are. And like I said, how can you help people when you don't know who they are or what they need? Yes, there are some people that's coming over here because they legitimately want a better life and they want to be productive citizens. Then you have people coming over with mental health issues, and if you don't know who they are, what their problems are, how can you help them? Then you also have criminals coming over, whether they're criminals that specialize in drugs, whether they're criminals that specialize in human trafficking, trafficking kids and women and different things like that. You don't know of these people coming over to actually infiltrate the United States so they can destroy it from the inside out, who they're plotting to kill and different things like this. And this is reality. This isn't like a conspiracy theory or something that I'm just throwing out there. This is reality. You don't have any clue, or we don't have any clue of who come across the border, and the government can't tell you that at the same time with so many people coming across. And even if they give them paperwork to come back to their court date, they're not coming back. They're not showing up. So you have no clue who they are and where they are within the United States. And then at the same time, because the crisis that the president said there is no crisis, but the crisis is so bad at the border, they're taking air marshals off planes and sending them to the border. So now that's going to make it less air marshals on the plane protecting the plane to make sure nothing happened to the planes. And then this is the holiday season. This is Christmas, New Year's, and different things like that, where people are traveling more. So now you're going to have more people at the airports, more people on the plane trying to visit family, with less air marshals, with the heavy influx of people coming across the border. So once again, the question I ask, is America safe? what is really behind this, because this isn't, you know, the Democrats or whoever could say this is a humanitarian situation. They're just trying to help these people. They just want to make sure these people are okay, and then they're looking at what these people are running from. But like I said, if you're not taking care of home first, you can't. That's like when they say if you're on the plane, put the mask on yourself first before you put it on your child. If you are an adult and you have family, you got to make sure you're mentally stable, mentally healthy before you can be able to take care of your kids, your husband, your wife. So that's the same concept with the United States. We have to make sure our citizens are okay, our citizens are doing fine before we try to help anyone else. And then we have to do it the right way in order for the help to be substantial and successful. But like I said, when you have such an influx of people coming across the border, you can't truly help all those people. 9 times out of 10, those people are going to go where? To the neighborhoods that's already suffering, to the neighborhoods that is already doing bad. They're 9 times out of 10 are going to go to the low income neighborhoods where the people are already experiencing poverty. The people are already experiencing food shortage and different things like that. So it's like, what is the real reason that you're allowing all these people to come across the border? What is the real reason that you have no, you know, desire to stop it? What's the real reason why you're taking people, the U.S. Air Marshal, off their jobs? Because if there wasn't an issue at the border, you wouldn't have to take these people off the plane and send them to the border. And then you have just released one of the biggest criminals, Victor Bull. You know, he's out now. So it's like, what's really going on? It's like a lot of things I've been seeing lately. It's like, really, what's really going on? It's like, who's on the hit list? That's my honest question. And then also with the situation with the infrastructure, with the Duke Energy in North Carolina, when they had that issue with someone shooting out the power grid and the lights went out. You know, China, from my understanding, not saying that China did this situation here, but you know, everyone's like watching China as far as them hacking, because they're known to be hacking and stealing information, stealing secrets. But actually, China has a key to the back door when it comes to the electric system that they don't even need to hack, you know. And it's like, United States isn't as safe as you really think it is. But I just want to share some videos with you. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
After a record number of suicides this year by Customs and Border Patrol agents, a bipartisan group of lawmakers is calling for more mental health services to provide them some help. Heather Sells has the story.
Customs and Border Patrol report 14 suicides this year, the highest number in more than 10 years.
These aren't statistics. These aren't numbers on a paper. These are real people.
Representative Tony Gonzalez and a bipartisan group of lawmakers want to end this trend, and they believe mental health services is the best solution.
Border security is not a Republican or a Democratic issue. It is an issue that affects all Americans.
These things that they are seeing, what they've been exposed to, 100% has an impact on you.
Wednesday, the lawmakers said stress on the job contributes to agents' poor mental health. They're asking Congress to pass a plan that would allow law enforcement to ask for help without penalty. Border Patrol Union President Brandon Judd said most agents have a real reason to fear seeking out services.
The thing that we constantly hear is that I don't want to come to the agency and let them know, because I'm going to lose pay, I'm going to lose my law enforcement authority, and everybody is going to know what's going on.
The plan also calls for counselors who have experience with law enforcement.
There is a special need for mental health services by people who understand the work. And I think that's what's been missing. It can't just be a friendly social worker who does work in the civilian world. It has to be someone with specialized skills who understands the problem set and can have the trust of those officers to confide in them.
The stress of law enforcement was on full display Wednesday as Border Patrol announced the death of an agent killed on an all-terrain vehicle while tracking migrants who had illegally crossed in Mission, Texas. That stress could soon increase if Title 42 is indeed lifted, and authorities must process more people coming over. A federal judge has called for Title 42 to expire at the end of this month. Homeland Security predicts it will double the number of migrants crossing the border every day. Heather Sells, CBN News.
Thanks, Heather.
Air marshals are being ordered to the Mexican border. That's the administration's latest plan to deal with a 250% spike in illegal immigration. And the crisis at the southern border is only expected to get worse.
Well, soon the administration will lose the authority to expel migrants under a COVID restriction known as Title 42. And the plan to use air marshals to alleviate the crisis is generating a big backlash. Tara Mergener explains.
After a long court battle, Title 42 is set to expire on December 21st. President Biden's plan is set to include more resources, technology, and enforcement to help deal with the millions who continue to pour over the southern border. El Paso is among the border communities seeing an unprecedented jump in illegal immigration, with numbers up more than 250% from a year ago.
750 migrants have been released out onto the streets.
Some are simply left to wander the city.
Title 42 and this expulsion to Mexico policy hasn't worked. What we've seen is people who get sent back to Mexico, there's nothing to do in Mexico but try to recross the border again.
Even so, the expectation is that loss of this tool will likely lead to even greater numbers crossing the southern border. So the administration is considering drastic measures, including barring some asylum seekers and more prosecutions of illegal border crossers. Another option could expand legal avenues for migrants and asylum seekers to enter the U.S. Although that choice comes as another crisis appears ready for takeoff. Last month, the administration ordered that air marshals would face indefinite deployment to the border to help with migrant needs, like meals and transportation to hospitals. The Air Marshal National Council says its officers are ready to risk termination and refuse that order.
The incident again raises the question of possible attacks on America's power grid and the difficulty of defending it. As it turns out, there is a back door to the electric grid, and China holds the key. As CBN News has reported, while most of the focus has been on network security, experts are warning that a major attack on our critical infrastructure could be imminent. Caitlin Burke has this look at the threat that's been largely ignored.
Substations like this one are in almost every city nationwide. Most house transformers, which are a huge part of getting power out to you. The larger they are, the more critical.
Transformers have been called by many people the Achilles heel of the electric grid.
Transformers take voltage sent by power plants and convert it to a level that can be distributed. Essentially, they keep electricity flowing at safe levels. While the U.S. electric grid consists of thousands of them, the high voltage carriers make up less than 3%. Even so, they're responsible for transporting 60 to 70% of our electricity.
These are 500-ton, 20 feet tall, multi-million-dollar machines.
They're also custom made in China. And experts like Joe Weiss say while the U.S. is busy securing its networks, China has the ability and opportunity to sabotage the equipment we rely on them to manufacture, essentially creating a backdoor into our electric grid.
What they have is the ability today, they have their finger on that trigger today, that they can take over that transformer and everything that transformer supplies coming in or going out. This is a very big deal.
Weiss, an engineer and independent consultant, says this is no hypothetical warning. The U.S. has already discovered backdoor electronics in a Chinese-made transformer. It was that discovery that led then President Trump to sign an executive order in May of 2020 banning the acquisition, importation, transfer, or installation of any bulk power systems from foreign adversaries.
So I just wanted to kind of share my thought process with you and, put those videos out, let you see the videos that I've been looking at and kind of think about that, like what's really going on and how safe are we in America. So I just wanted to share that. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.